Alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. And we'll be checking in with Allie LaForce from the sideline moments from now. It's a one-game reprieve at home for the Rockets, here with their Houston fans, then back on the road. And, of course, Şengün. He's a big ticket to foul. They'll go without him, though.
And his fans, teammates, there are a lot of people that I'm sure are sad to see him go, given all that he's brought to the table. But I like what the trade does for them. I bet it helps them right off the bat, not to mention in the long term.
Now, here's Johnson. Outside, Reed. Picked by Reed. A shot by Johnson, no good. And it's Houston's ball. And, Greg, these poised veterans really seem to have triggered a shift for the Rockets.
At the same time, it's going to be Houston's young talent that determines their future. And they've already shown they can make a major impact.
Now, here's Johnson. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And a wide-open shot from Reed. That three off the mark. Giannis outside. Reed with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Johnson outside. Going inside. Shot clock at 3. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Rockets ball. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Ball surveying the defense. Goes up on the wing. Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo on the follow. Antetokounmpo's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Rockets.
Boy, that stick-to-itiveness. Not to give up on that play, Giannis. Never. Giving in or giving up.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like, Greg, for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some real industrial size strength right there.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
You can't give Giannis a good look from 3. He's really improved that part of his game.
And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Watson from deep. That one falls, coming off the Johnson feet.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
It's good. Giannis has got 7 points.
You know, Giannis wants to get a few steps closer, but he's worked really hard to make this mid-range shot more consistent.
Now, here's Johnson. Takes it inside, and Reed has it in the corner. And again, Denver with the triple.
Off-ball preparation paying off for Reed. He was just waiting for that pass.
You know, GA, you just can't say enough about the skill set of young Trey Johnson.
I mean, this guy came into the league ready. I really like how he gets to his shot, regardless of what the defense throws at him. And he can be dangerous if his defense gets to the same level as his own.
Clark Naz Reed, a former 6-man award winner in this league.
Yeah, I tell you, he was given the nickname Big Jelly in high school, and it has stuck with him. In fact, they've got some great T-shirts with that on it. And to be honest, I like it. I just would like to know the backstory as to how he became Big Jelly. His game is pretty sweet, too.
It's good from long range. Reed's got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for Denver.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Antetokounmpo, no good.
You're not going to get a better look from mid-range. He's definitely disappointed with himself there.
To the inside. It's taken away by Smith. And here's the fast break. Giannis leading the way. Back to Thibault. Wants to stop the run. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Fantastic decision by Antetokounmpo. Scanning the floor and doing an excellent job finding the shooter.
Outside, Reed. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Smith, left side. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. And the wing jumper offline. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Nuggets lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
And I really liked how they've moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
Porter with the steal. And Davis gets it to go. Davis has got the first basket of the second quarter for Denver. Clark, we see more coaches nowadays keeping a cool-headed, calm demeanor on the sidelines.
And, Kevin, I love it. I mean, you don't have to yell and scream to get your point across, and every coach has to coach according to his personality. But I do like the fact that we see more coaches being mindful of how they coach and recognizing that overly demonstrative behavior doesn't necessarily improve the outcome.
Here's White. Outside, George. To the middle. Here's Colonies. And good that time.
Well, that's the goal of pick and roll. Get that separation you need.
Houston shooting their first free throw of the night here. On the free throw, no good. Denver in the lead. Mitchell with it. He's picked up by White. Davis sets a screen. It's rebounded by Houston. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Hey, Kevin. Cameron Johnson stays even. He said, I just try to come in and do my job every game, no matter what that looks like. And as somebody who shoots a lot of threes, some days can be better than others. So you just ride the waves while you can and focus on the next play. The next shot and your results, they'll be the results. Guys?
Thank you, Allie.
And, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Now here's Porter. Still without a basket. And another miss by Denver. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. George in the post. Here's Colonies. And Davis sends it back.
Davis showing you with that swat, he is always a Defensive Player of the Year caliber candidate.
Brown with it. Right side Davis. Shot clock at 6. Back to Brown. A three-pointer off the mark. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Houston. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. And over 3 years in high school, Anthony Davis shot up from being 6'2" to 6'10". But, Greg, he brought those guard skills with him.
And, Kevin, that transformation as a pro also significant. Adding over 30 pounds to his frame. And with his wingspan over 7'5", he is a physical presence.
Davis sets a screen. Ricochet with the steal. Pass to McKee. Down low. Porter with the steal. Left side, Davis. Johnson outside. Deflects the pass. And it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Clock at 6. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. That ties it up. Brown's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Brown is somebody you've got to be aware of at all times because he's a lethal outside shooter.
To the left side wing. Pass to George. Takes a 3. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
He's found his game in this second quarter, looking very assertive now.
46 seconds left to play here in the half. Johnson can't hit.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
From deep, George. To the left wing. Alanis misses. The Nuggets trail by 3. Davis sets a screen. Over Alanis. And it's Davis missing.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
High, arcing shot, and George finishes inside. George has got the lead up to 5 now for the Rockets. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Rockets. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Here's Johnson. And Johnson with the stuff.
I don't care that he's a rookie. Johnson is a problem.
Kicks it out to Giannis. Back to ball. Here's Antetokounmpo. Rebound by Johnson. The Nuggets trail by 3. And he drives in. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
Showing how cunning he can be on the drive. Johnson just understands how to utilize the lane.
Now here's ball. Hasn't made one yet. That one goes in. And so here's Denver. They host the Kings after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Johnson, a wide open look. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Antetokounmpo looking it over. Back to Smith. And it's Smith finishing it off.
And guys, we're going to see a lot of that from this young man. Smith right now, beasting.
The great Giannis Antetokounmpo, Clark, winning that 2021 title felt like the final hurdle for him.
Yeah, I think it was a capstone achievement. It was the one thing he hadn't done. I mean, he won back-to-back MVPs in his mid-20s. He was already a Defensive Player of the Year award winner, too. The Larry O'Brien Trophy was the last piece in the puzzle of a future Hall of Famer.
And here are the Rockets now. Denver getting their last shot to go. Just 4 to shoot. Offline with his 3. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Denver. They trail by 3. Watson for 3. Johnson outside. It's stolen by Thibault. Giannis outside. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Fires the three.
Not the best shooting night for him, but luckily his teammates have picked him up.
2 minutes.
Back to Johnson. And it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here.
Denver ball.
The Nuggets trailed by 3. Pass to Reed. 5 to shoot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Look, in a game this tight, those little mistakes make a big difference.
And so the timeout taken here by Ime Udoka. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. For the Rockets. Houston leading by 3. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Now here's George. 8 points for him. Inside. Another miss by Houston. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
Now here's Porter. No scoring in this one. Here's Davis, and the layup falls.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Outside, George. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. To the paint. They could use a bucket. And Davis sends it back.
Expert timing by Davis on the block. Right when the ball was at its apex, he got it.
For the lead, it's rebounded by Houston. Pass to White. Here's Polynice. In the corner, George with it. There's a good screen. Over Brown. The Rockets again can't hit. Denver calls timeout.
Timeout. Start it.
Three-quarters of play in a close game here. Rockets on top, leading by a point. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas.
Denver, 25.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Houston in the lead. And here's White. Good work there as it goes. Here's Johnson.
Houston foul. Red team. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here is Bell. In the corner, it's Gordon. Shot clock at 5. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. It's leading by 3. Pass to Polynice. Back to McKee. Down low. And the layup's good off the glass. Polynice has got the lead up to 5 now for the Rockets.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Johnson's shot is off.
I thought he had that one. I think he did, too.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. George in the post. Here's Pollinies, and it's good, 2 points. And it's a 7-point Rocket lead.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Outside, Reed. Back to Johnson. And stolen by White. Oh, that was a two-hander.
And they've done some nice work as we come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
You can feel the sense of urgency they have to get this thing closed out as soon as possible.
Now, here's Reed. Oh, the slam dunk.
That's what you want to see. Reed playing big in there.
Houston leading by 7. And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Well, over the break, I listened to Ime Udoka's huddle. He applauded their shooting and their shot selection, saying, we're taking the right threes, not forcing anything. Keep doing that, and they'll continue to fall. Makes the game easy, doesn't it?
All right, Allie, thank you for that. Now, here's Johnson. Following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Johnson attacking. Oh, and he cannot get the layup.
2 minutes remaining.
Giannis inside.
2 minutes.
Smith outside. Eason, the screen. Here's Antetokounmpo. 6 on the shot clock. He drills the 3.
Really scary how good this guy's becoming. Antetokounmpo, when he's seeking the catch and shoot jump shot, it's game over, fellas.
And how about he takes on the defender head on and then throws down the two-handed.
Nice. Straight power there. Straight power.
Yeah, I love that determination right there.
Now Smith. Antetokounmpo outside. Antetokounmpo stretching the 4 with the 3.
It's been Giannis's night. His points have come in a variety of ways, and as usual, he has been relentless.
The shot is good.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Now here's White. Giannis inside. Giannis just too much inside.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Houston.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And asserting themselves up front here, guys. They'll be taking the front end of a 4-game season series between these two. They've got to feel good about getting the upper hand tonight against the Nuggets.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Giannis.
Absolutely tremendous offensively. Relentless, accurate, on point. What a night.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Giannis! No problem with the wide open jam.
He is certainly one of the few true franchise cornerstones in the league. Few guys can take over a game like the Greek Freak.
So we see Houston taking the W here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step